again between, because that video with that Sweetie Pie did had me wondering. I talked to the person that told me that about Candace in the essay is has a son that is friends with the Wells boys at their new location. And she's friends with the foster parents. So, but they're very, very protective. They were actually, I knew about, it was crazy because I knew about the boys definitely not going back the other day, like the same day Benny released it. That's when everybody, like, it's for sure, because she messaged me and she said that they're all crying and upset because they're afraid that the boys are going to be taken out of that home. They're going to try to get custody of the boys, supposedly the foster parents, but it's all up to the court. I like your new picture, honey. That's cute. But
So, okay, let's get into then what Benny released.
Let's not. That was Ziggy talking to Cher about where the boys are. There's a ton of this. It's alive. They chatted for quite a while. It was Cher, Mr. Cher, who resembles Cher, and Ziggy. And they thought it was cool to talk about Summers Brothers for 2 hours because Ziggy has a friend who knows somebody whose cousin said, you know what's funny about that? When you have 4 or 5 points of separation between you and somebody, I'm not big on your source. I think you're a liar. I think you people take gambles that aren't risky. The things they were saying, I don't want to get into it, but it's stuff we could assume. But yeah, these three feel like they have the right to talk about Summers Brothers, where they're at now, what's going on, their counseling appointments, different things like that. It was disgusting. A lot of people were taken back. I'm still taken back. It's embarrassing to be a part of something like that. It's embarrassed to be on YouTube. Ziggy has a track record. She's the one that discovered the burn pit and the bones. Her and Fred Hill worked that up together. I don't know the exacts of it. I just know the basics. So, and throughout a lot, Cher and Ziggy talk about, their time with the Wells. Yeah, all y'all had plenty of times with the Wells. Yet 10 months later, they're not even in jail. So, you're killing it, ain't you? All that undercover work ain't done shit, has it? Benny talks about the Wells now like they're trash. But he's not that good of an actor. Because if you've seen the picture with him and Dawn in it, he didn't have to hug the shit out of him, to pretend like he's his friend. So don't think these people are telling you the damn truth. I'm sorry, this shit's so obvious to me, it blows my mind. 10 months, you were undercover, supposedly. 3 of you there. 4. And that's not everybody that spent a bunch of time around the Wells. A bunch of YouTubers spent a bunch of time around the Wells. Didn't find out shit. I guarantee you, if I could stomach hanging around them as long as y'all did, we'd be on day 3 of the trial, bitches. I don't know what to say about it. I'm not going to mention it again, but I thought it should be called out. For one thing, I think it's just a flat out lie. For another thing, I think everybody, if it is the truth, I think everybody that spoke about it here, that leaked it, should be in some kind of damn trouble. And boys deserve privacy. And all y'all are doing is creating more victims. You shouldn't even be talking about them. There should be a gag order on y'all, just like there is a gag order on everybody else. You know, if you're going to be talking about them, you should be sending out inspirational messages. That way, if they are, which, you know, kids today have a million different ways they can watch YouTube. Them kids are little, you know, the oldest one, I'm sure, knows how to access YouTube. And there's no way you can watch him 24/7 to where he can't find something to do it on. So I hope they know they got dealt a bad hand. That doesn't mean with the right support they can't completely turn it around and, you know, have a great future. So I don't want to speculate on them, but I hope, you know, they know that there are people out there that support them just like they support Summer. Because I know they were all in a bad situation and they deserve just as much love as Summer gets. That's all I'm going to say. try to understand, I'm not trying to pick on anyone, but when it comes to Summer, I have a special place in my heart for her. And when I see people trying to manipulate the situation for personal gain and using her story to do it, it upsets me. Now, Ziggy V isn't the first person to do it. She won't be the last. And in my opinion, there are other people involved. A lot of the creators that Ziggy V has decided to share her story with are also questionable people. They've lost their channels before. They've done very questionable things. They've made outrageous statements about people surrounding Summer's case. And they are not that credible. So, I'm saying, when you got all these people in one spot, you've got to be questioned. You've got to question the integrity of what they're attempting to do. I left out a lot of things on Ziggy V's background check. I left out a lot of other stuff because I'm not trying to just pick on one person, because I think this has many more people involved and they all have the same goal, and that's to manipulate the situation for their own personal gain. But I've laid it out there. I'll let you decide what you think. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Man, my coffee is piping hot. The Keurig, man, it'll mess up and forget. That thing will burn the shit out of you. It's awful. How's everybody doing this morning? I've seen a lot of you at Harsh's premiere. Missy, Jessie, Beverly, Wiley, Jennifer, Dana K, Debbie C. What's up? How's everybody doing? Me and Brady been living the life, man. I told a lot of people this, but our kids stay with my brother for a couple weeks in the summer because he lives a ways off. And him and my sister-in-law are the best godparents you could ask for. It's the only place in people my kids can be with that I'm not just a bundle of nerves, you know? It is so nice to have people you can guarantee love your kids almost as much as you do. I'm telling you, it's great. The relationship, it's nice. I wish my brother lived closer. It'd be a lot better. Hi, Harsh. What you doing, buddy? Why don't you come talk to us for a minute? You ain't got to turn your camera on and all that. I know you're a busy man, but and your intro, dude, is bitching. But I think you learned some bad habits from a certain person who likes 2-minute, 56-second intros, because I know yours have grown. Getting long there, Horsey. It was beautiful, that man. How did you make that? I know you didn't personally film some of the scenery, right? Who made that? Did you make it? Good morning, General Jones. John, we are all in the wrong chat. John, we are all in the wrong chat. John, you have 2 streams happening. I put this link in the other chat. Oh, shit. Man. Well, it works out. Everybody's here, right? I'm sorry. See, I am multitasking. I hear you. Harsh says he's multitasking. Did y'all see the note on the screen? What I want to do is me and Harsh is going to do a live on the 15th. And I want to do it on my backup channel so I can get it some attention. Because I've got people threatening me constantly. I mean, I don't see that I've done anything worthy of being in trouble with the YouTube uppers. But you never know, and I would hate to lose everybody because some jackass told a lie and got me banned. Personally, I don't think I've done nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to do it on the backup channel. What we're going to do is we're going to have somebody on the main channel to help redirect people there, because I think a lot of people will watch it. I'm just thinking, like, one of the people that's there, though, if they're live streaming at that time, it'll hurt us. But I tell you what, we got some excellent stuff for that. Harsh made me a clip. I know y'all have heard me. I've asked a lot of creators to make a clip. And, well, not a lot, but I've asked a few to make a clip. And I want to put it in a big video. And we're going to put some other stuff in it. And I tell you, Harsh's clip, what I was going to do is when I finished watching his, I was going to do mine. Just to make, try to get a flow, you know what I'm saying? And I honestly, and I'm not insecure enough to not tell y'all this. It brought tears to my eyes. I almost get shaky voice thinking about it. He crushed it. It was deep, man. I'm telling you. Deep. Yeah, I didn't film mine next. I couldn't even get started after that. I think it's going to be really good, though. And I've told anybody, anybody that wants to contribute, as long as you get it to me soon, I will put it in. And I've gotten some pictures from a couple people, and I'm going to put them in. But it is it's a hard clip to make. I tell you, Harsh, man. And I felt like you didn't like sit and write a script. I feel like you kind of just flowed with that. Well, maybe it's just me, but I mean, dude, it was touching. But here's the email. Like I said, anybody that wants to add, have their, contribution to the video, you're more than welcome. You can send me a short little video clip, or you can send me a pic. What was the name of the video? Which video are we talking about, Debbie? Harsh's clip? Oh, that ain't going to be seen until the 15th. And I'm telling you, you better have the Kleenexes beside you. It was really good. Yeah, Jennifer, I got your picture. I got one from Tina. But I can't wait to see what y'all think. I'm excited for that. I'm just excited for Harsh's part because it was really good. Brandy's going to make her one. Me and her's going to do one separate, No wonder I ain't have my shit paused or something. Y'all gotta watch it though. It's really interesting. Harsh, how'd the premiere go? It looked like it was pretty good. Seemed like there was a few people in there. I thought today though, because I've been trying to have some stuff to show y'all. Because I don't know if everybody sees all the stuff, but you've probably already seen it. If you haven't, you might find it interesting. And Dixie sent this to me. So, see, Dixie, I'm following up. Here it is. We'll share the screen. I hope y'all can hear me. Hold on. Shit. Wrong button. One more second. Here we are. I'm assuming y'all can hear me, so I just want to show this. Now, this is from February 14th of 2018, okay? And this is in, as you can see the headline, man who traded child to rapist for drugs pleads to sex registry violation. And you'll see where it's at. Rogersville, right? Hawkins County man who was convicted in 2005 of trading his child to a notorious serial child and blank in exchange for drugs appeared in Hawkins County criminal court last Friday. That's the dude's name. One. This makes you think sick old perv, don't it? Violation dating from 2016. So this is a violation. He was already on the list, I think. Rogers was indicted in June of last year on 2016. He was failing to report, and if it was failing to report, then already a registered SO. I'm telling you, these people, man, it's like they don't get better. It don't seem. I honestly believe you should go to criminal castration over this kind of shit. He was sentenced last Friday, 180 days in jail, 6 years of supervised probation, and was ordered $171 in fines and fees. God, that's all? In 2005, sentenced to 12 years, plead to one count of especially aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Especially aggravated sexual exploitation of a minor. Wow, this dude's sick, dude. See, and what he's done is he's got out and went immediately to making him more victims. You know, shortly after being released from prison, 2013, Henry moved to a mobile home park on Jones Road, about 3/4 of a mile from Carter Valley Elementary School. Bullshit. He shouldn't have been anywhere. 2014, he was sentenced to 225 days in jail for multiple violations. Traded his child. Here we go. Henry's 2005 guilty plea was related to his association with Donald Lynch. Henry traded his child to Lynch in exchange for drugs. That's all I want to look at. Did that work? Could y'all hear me while I was sharing? I hope so. Did that work right? Could y'all hear me talking and reading while we were looking at that? I'm trying to get better at this, y'all. Let me know. Damn, don't tell me we're froze or some shit. Yes, sound is great. So it worked. Y'all could hear me talking while I was showing the article, right? Just making sure. Good. Okay. Excellent. But I wanted to show y'all that. And like I said, Dixie, she's usually here. She sent me that. And I thought, that is something, that really brings it home if you think about it. There is an example right there of someone trading their child for drugs in Rogersville. Think about that. Think about there could be 2 people in one county that done that. You wouldn't think. It just goes to show you how bad these SOs are and how many of them there are. Hi, Stacy Cooper. I seen you in Harshes. You won't regret it. I keep it real over here. We need tougher laws for child predators. First offense, life behind bars. # protect our children. I won't disagree with that. It's amazing how, I wonder, like, if you compared crimes, felonies, what the reoffense rate is for the most types, like murderers, arsonists, whatever felony. I would guarantee you that SOs have the highest recommit rate. Yeah, recommit rate, right? I would think, I don't know that 100%. What do y'all think? I think so. I think there's an extremely high amount of reoffenders. And I got something else we're going to look at today, too, while we're waiting on our co-host. She'll be here in a minute. That shit just don't happen. It's work. Is their commodity what they deal in, like people you see delivering bread in the grocery store? Well, these bastards stealing children. It's gross. You're right. I'll tell you. I don't know. I definitely think if there's a second offense, it should be chemical castration for your ass. Who's with me on that? Let me get a thumbs up if you think, at least if there's a second offense, maybe not on the first one, but a second one, chemical castration, right then and there. Because if there's going to be 2, there's going to be 3, there's going to be 4, there's going to be 5, there's going to be 6. You know, I really feel like if you don't just hit them hard that first time and shock the shit out of them with how much trouble you get in for that, if they do it again, you know there's no helping them. And you know, that's learned behavior too. I think anytime you get one, there's a case of somebody being molested, you should go back and check their parents out. Because I think a lot of them, that's learned. And if there was a prior history, put their ass in jail too. I tell you, making laws could be so damn easy. You know what? You can read a law on something and it'll be 500 pages long. And it don't need to be like that. It could just be like, if you touch a kid once, we're going to beat that ass and put you in jail for a while. And if you do it again, chemical castration, a third offense, death. Because that really affects a lot of people's lives. You know, and these scumbags, man, they just cannot help themselves. Cannot. It's like a sickness with them, I think. You know? There's been at least 2 men that I know of were chemically castrated, continued to reoffend with objects. Well, I just blow their nuts off. Yes. Okay, maybe not chemical castration, maybe whatever they do for monks back in the day. What do you call that? I'm sure one of y'all know what I'm talking about. They used to do it to monks. There was a name for it. Damn, it was in The Last Kingdom. Harsh, you ever seen The Last Kingdom? I know you're busy as hell, probably don't watch much TV, but if you haven't, watch it, Harsh. You'll like this dude better than you like Mick Dundee. First time you're gone, yeah. Ziggy should go back to Ben Hill and get Fred Hill to come up with something better for our amusement. Y'all see my video? You know, what y'all think about my video about her and Cher talking about the boys? Exactly, I wouldn't waste the funding nor the time on castration if you do not eliminate and eradicate the source of the poison, then nothing has been accomplished. There you go. Sterilization. There's a word for it for back in the day. I'll ask Brandy, she might know it. As Harsh done dipped on us. They all need to be castrated. Oh, yeah. But you know, what would you do with the females? How would you curb it with them, you think? Because it happens that way too. Man, I was watching a Steve one time. Y'all ever watch Steve Wilkos? I like him. Well, he's all right. I think he's kind of there's something about him I don't like. But I like his show. And there was a grandma, and they had given like 5 people lie detector tests of who touched the kid. And it was grandma. I was so blown away by that. We should treat them to gender confirmation surgery. Eunuchs! I knew that was my boy Harsh coming through. I thought you dipped on me, and the whole time you was Googling what I'm talking about and found it. Where'd you know it? Anyway, Harsh, since you're still here, I was saying you need to watch The Last Kingdom on Netflix if you haven't watched it. Then maybe one day you make it over to the States, we can go LARPing together. I'm Uhtred, I'm going to call it now. Should be forced to do the rehabilitation classes. They don't have to if they don't want to, as is. In the words of Bob Barker, get your animal spayed and neutered. That's funny. Yeah, I feel you on that. I think that's the Beans and the Frank. Yep. I knew that one, but I didn't know the spelling. Have you ever seen that, Harsh? What I'm talking about? It's called The Last Kingdom. If you haven't seen it, just watch a little bit of it and let me know what you think. Oh, it's so good. Now me and Brandy are without anything to watch, and I've tried. I've looked around. I ain't seen nothing. It's hard to find something me and Brandy can both watch together. Exactly, because of chemical castration is what you would do to male offenders. What would you do to female offenders? That's the point. You've got to do away with the brain. Oof. It looks like there would be something that could curtail your desires 100%. I've not seen that yet. Check it out, Harsh. You'll love it. So, but I wanted to show you all that article, man. That's weird, ain't it? Just like a couple years before summer, that happened. Because I always feel like people talk about selling a child, and I feel like because that is so just foreign to my thinking, I think I think I don't take it as serious as I should, because I think y'all know what I'm saying. It just doesn't compute to me, right? And I can't see other people doing it, but apparently there are some sick dudes out there. Movie name again, please. It's The Last Kingdom. It's on Netflix. There's like 5 or 6 seasons of it, and it is great. Lobotomy. Yeah, that's what you do when you mess with the brain, ain't it? K-bar to the clackers. I don't know. Not sure about that. Let me see. I had something else I was going to show y'all too. Yeah. I was talking to NaNa yesterday, and she was telling me about Don's sentence. And I've had it in my head the whole time that there's no way he can get out under 11 months and 30 days, whatever it was, right? Now I'm starting to question that, because I ran up on this article. I went back and looked because NaNa had brought it up, and I was like, I remember when it happened, I thought in my mind there was no way he was going to be released, free man under a year. But let's look at this. I want to get y'all's opinions. I went here to look because I'm telling you, the news is still your best source for facts. So that's where I went. Here it is. Don Wells sentenced to jail after pleading guilty to DUI. And this was on February 9th, 2022. He went to court on the 7th. So this is 2 days after court. It says, Don Wells has been sentenced to jail after pleading guilty to a drunken drive charge, which caused probation from a previous charge to be revoked. And that was, I'm pretty sure it was on the having the gun in his truck. Shit, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Wells is the father of 6-year-old Summer Wells, who has been missing since June. He appeared in court on Monday concerning his October 30th, 2021 arrest for drunken driving. I'm sure y'all remember that. Wells pleaded guilty to the charge, and the state dropped all other charges related to his October arrest. So I think what they're saying is he pled guilty to the see, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to say, but let's read on. The mandatory minimum sentence for a first offense DUI is 48 hours of jail time, 88 hours of community service, 1 year of a revoked license, and a $350 fine, right? Wells received the mandatory minimum sentence for his crime, excluding the jail time. Wells up to 11 months and 29 days in jail because his DUI arrest violated his probation for a previous charge of possession of a handgun while intoxicated. That was the charge he got when Jose was there and all of them was arguing and shit. According to court documents, Wells will be eligible for probation after serving 180 days. So that'd be basically 6 months. And attending at least a 28-day alcohol rehabilitation program. So if they don't have one where he's at, which is the way I've heard it, will they send him there after his time, I guess? See, the way that sounds to me, and I could have swore when this come out that he was serving all 11 whatever. But apparently 6 months would be February, let's see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then September. So the way I'm looking at it, Don could get out September. According to court documents, was eligible for probation after serving 180 days. So that's probation. You're out of jail when you're on probation. And 10, yeah. So I tell you, I guess I didn't have it. I don't know. And I've never heard anybody else that's really said when he would get out. But that, to me, according to an affidavit, on October 30th at approximately, Wells Watkins was pulled over for a traffic stop after he attempted to turn on the shoulder of the road. Out there. And that's the one, I'm pretty sure there's video of that, I think. The responding officer saw that Wells had bloodshot eyes, smelled like alcohol. The officer also saw a large bottle of alcohol sitting in the passenger seat. Yeah, that was his fifth of whatever that shit he drinks is. According to the affidavit, Wells stated he had taken a couple of shots of an alcoholic beverage, conducted a field sobriety test, which Wells failed. So he couldn't pass the field test. After court, Wells was immediately taken to the Hawkins County Jail for booking. That's wild, ain't it? So what are y'all thinking? That to me says Don can be out in September, right? Fact, my bologna sandwich tastes better than Don's does today. That's hilarious. What do y'all think, man? What's your thoughts on that? That's weird, right? Shit. Y'all bear with me just a second. Sorry, I'm back. Tell me what y'all think, somebody. Harsh. What day does Dawn get out of jail? Or anybody else? I cannot see Dawn out before October. That's not that far away, though, you know. I'm interested to see how this plays out. You know, now we still got to keep in mind we don't know that Utah doesn't have charges coming for him. They haven't charged anybody with anything yet. They could be waiting and seeing if anything else comes in to help their case, knowing Don's in jail right now. I believe it's mid-October. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. The media can get details wrong too. I don't know. You're right, Jennifer. I'm so confused about this. I would trust the media more than YouTube, though. Whenever it is, I hope Utah gets him next. We'll see, man. I don't know about that. And I'm not trying to say he doesn't deserve it or any of that. I'm just saying, I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, Brandy?
What?
Does Utah pick Dawn up?
Probably not.
I'm worried too. I don't know. It could be a threat game to game. I watched the interview room last night, and Chris said that the Utah SO charges was sure thing.
Well,
Really? He said sure thing, huh? I think Chris has like 100,000 subscribers. Ain't that crazy? I tell you what, he does it up there right, man. I have to give him credit. If you want somebody to get some information out there and stuff, he did a great job. He had to complete rehab after 11 or 12 months. See, that's not what it says. In the paper, it says 180 days, and then he can do 28 days of rehab, and he is good. He can get probation after the 180 days.
Then Angel got the documentation.
I showed him the article. Said it's at the DA and Mary sealed the deal or something to that effect. Said it's at the DA and Mary sealed the deal or something to that effect. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's a sure thing with Chris saying that? You really think it'd be negative to just go out on a limb that far? I don't know if I would. I don't know, man. That really, because I was kind of thinking it wasn't going to happen. But for him to say that, I don't know. I don't know what kind of relationship he has with the DA and stuff, you know. Rocket is 1 today. Happy birthday, Rocket.
Hey, Rocket, what's up, boy? Happy birthday. Oh, he's a big fella.
Did you hear me?
Harley's getting jealous.
Oh, is she? Harley said I'm getting jealous thinking Rocket's in here with me. What do y'all think? I don't know. He's looking at the screen, LOL.
Hey, big fella.
Happy birthday. Harley's gonna get you a bone and a candle. Harley, it's your old man's birthday today. Stay away from the camera. Get back. Harley will be 2 this year. Rocket's a younger man in her eyes. Harley, you're a cougar at 2 years old. That's crazy. Ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, John. Second time for sure. Thumbs up, pray.
Second time for what?
Sure. He said Mary will tell it all. Watch for her live.
We've heard most of it, haven't we?
I think he will be charged on the spot, sent straight back inside. If not, it has to be corruption. Someone is protecting him.
Yeah. Good possibility.
We're gonna find out. I am shocked that Chris went with For Sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because he's retired law enforcement. How does he know the inside stuff? That's what my question is, you know?
He seems like a nice guy, and I don't want to not believe him.
Right.
You know?
You think law enforcement give him the lowdown of what's going on?
See, I don't think they should be, honestly.
I don't either, because
he's not active law enforcement. He has no kind of jurisdiction where the case is and stuff.
that's my only thing, y'all. It makes you think.
Do you think that they will ever find some, or do you think that charges will ever be brought? Yes, absolutely.
You think she'll be found?
Yes. I think she'll be found eventually. Or I think eventually somebody's going down for this.
I don't know.
There is 5 million detectives on this right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to die down until something happens. Eventually, the pressure will be too much on law enforcement, and something will happen eventually. I have a good feeling that we're going to get answers. I really do.
In my honest opinion, I don't think she'll be found. I think there'll be charges dropped. Hopefully, they'll have enough evidence. That's my opinion.
Let me ask y'all this. You know the body that was found, it wasn't that long back, about 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody ever heard if they told anything else about that? Because they wouldn't identify anything, just said a body, right?
Mm-hmm. Harley's over here trying to play in the middle of live.
Hey, y'all want to see Harley's favorite toy?
Yeah. It's a squid.
It's a squid, but what does that look like?
John the Nasty.
I swear to God, when I first seen it, I was like, what kind of pervert made this toy?
It is her favorite toy.
Yeah, I like it.
She's funny. Like, she's got a toy box of her toys, and she knows what's hers. And she don't tear her toys up. She'll chew on them, but she don't usually tear them up, does she?
What's funny is she'll go to her toy box, and she'll actually move shit out of the way to get to a specific one.
Yeah.
I had to take back her cigarette, though. It's just too good a prop. I can't let her chew it up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a big old staffy named Captain Jackie. He's afraid of everything. Spiders, flies, his own shadow. Oh, Harley is obsessed with flying insects.
But she likes to eat them.
She'll track a fly for hours, won't she?
You hear it at night, barking at a fly on the wall
Yeah.
or them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harley hates everybody except family members almost, it seems like.
Yeah. She don't like anybody.
She ain't much about other animals.
Unless she gets to know you.
She's good with cats, though. Right? Pretty good.
No.
She picks on Maui. She ain't trying to hurt her. She wants her to play.
She picks with them. Wanting them
She
to
don't
play.
hurt them.
No, she runs them off. If I tell her to run them off, she will. Like stray cats.
You acting like she's Cujo or something.
Maui's 8 years old, or yeah, something like that. Poor Maui. I think she's wanting to play. Maui don't want to play.
Maui don't like playing.
Yeah. Very jealous. She's very jealous of anything in this house. The ferret, the cat, whoever.
One of my dogs is a bug catcher. One is a mole finder, and the other just herds the other 2 dogs.
He's the leader of the pack, huh?
See, that's like what Harley's breed is. That's what they use them for.
Yeah.
Harley was a working dog. Her ancestors herded sheep and shit.
Very smart.
She's smart as a damn tack, ain't she? She knows a few words, don't she?
Mm-hmm. She knows, yeah. She's pretty easy to train, too.
And our son, man, he just does random shit with her, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
He trained her to walk backwards.
Yeah. Stop, walk back, and then sit, lay, shake on both sides.
He'll tell her, he'll be like,
Circles.
he'll be like, stay right here. I'm going to go get you a treat. I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
And she will stay right there, won't she?
Yeah, she's smart.
Bring back old Sparky. I mean, one in every state, every county. Have prisoners build them. Change the laws. If they have 100% solid proof, they fry. Maybe that would slow them down. We were talking about pervs, how they have such a high reoffense rate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know they try to keep up with them, but they can't keep up with every individual, you know, even if you sign up as on the sex offender register, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And it's a high percentage of they reoffend, you know.
That's what I was saying too. I was like, I bet if you looked at every category, right? Arsonist, murderer, thieves, whatever. I guarantee they have the highest reoffense rate.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And this dude that we was talking about in Rogersville, he was living 3/4 of a mile from an elementary school.
Sick.
That's too damn close.
Oh, did you already talk about
There
that?
should, any school should have like I don't know, a 2-mile radius around it that you can't have no pervs.
I agree. Sick individuals.
Yes. See, and that's what we were talking about, is making dudes eunuchs if they reoffend. But what would you do to women?
You couldn't really do anything. Put a chastity belt on. Key.
Yeah, but
That wouldn't really help. Would it? Yeah, guys, they should chop their.
oh, I hear you. Yeah.
It would fix the problem.
No, I agree. Even though it's hard for me to sentence any man do that, hey, do the crime.
You're sentenced to a chop. You know what kind of chop?
Yeah.
So that'll still, if that happened, they still probably would reoffend. They probably wouldn't stop them because I think it's mental. A lot of it.
You know, I seen somebody the other day getting political with it. And they were saying there is a group of people that their mission is to make it easier on SOs.
Yeah. They want to make it like it's okay because it's sick. But just think about it. In other countries, these old men can marry a 12-year-old. That shouldn't be legal.
No.
That's just a way of getting around it, trying to make it legal. But
Yeah.
it's about the same thing.
It's just as great. Well, it is the same thing.
Yeah, it's
There's
nasty.
no difference.
Yeah.
See, and I think that's a reason, like some of the religions, people have such a hard time with them because there's certain ones that don't see an issue with that.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Problem isn't their genitals, it's their brain. Mentally warped people with no hope for
Yeah,
rehabilitation.
that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Somebody earlier was saying lobotomies.
Sick people.
You have to go after the brain, and I prefer to follow the practices of ancient Egypt. Go through the nostrils, take out the problem.
Ew.
Oh. My Charlie said Harley had her chance. Oh, well, you snooze, you lose.
Oh. What?
Harley's had some suitors.
Mm-hmm.
She's had a few. Charlie apparently ain't willing to be in on the Harley Rocket triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I showed him the article.
Mm-hmm. I seen Ernie live with somebody last night.
Who?
What was his channel name? I don't know what he sounded like. He's fine. I have to look and see what his channel name was, but I didn't know the guy. The channel. Let's see.
Check this out. You know the paper. Well, I don't know if you know it or not, but it's like it's almost like a National Enquirer, but not quite. It's called hold on. Now this is the way I understand them. Yeah, the Sun. You ever heard of it? A lot of the blasting on Johnny Depp, right?
Mm-hmm.
They actually have an article a while back on where it's summer, right? And I've been looking at stuff like that to see if everybody gives the same description.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, and I'm sure it's the reporter wrote this down wrong, but he says at some point around 6:30 p.m., Summer ventured back inside the home on her own because she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys, he said. Then he says, now he's still quoting Dawn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went down in the basement and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since, Dawn Wells said.
There's another story
There's a quote
from him.
where they've got the quotation marks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this reporter is saying, I went down in the basement and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since, Donald Wells said. Now, could he have misquoted it? Yeah, I guess, but it's weird that he did misquote it like that, ain't it?
Yeah. It's weird.
They talk about the Amber Alert was issued the following day after being upgraded from an endangered child alert.
They changed their story a lot, that's for sure. And they probably try to blame it on the media, tell them that they're spitting the words and stuff, but no. Even in interviews, they
That may be nothing.
changed their story. Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting, though.
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting where they said she's 5 years old or 4 years old on the 911 call.
This is interesting, too. Donald has previously said that the family believes she was abducted, despite officials saying there is no evidence to support his claims. Weird, right?
Yeah.
See, in here, he's quoting Dawn about the circumstances. She would never leave her heel. Think that someone snuck up and grabbed her. I don't think she's in the area because the dogs go down to the road and that's the end of the trail, but I don't know that for a fact. Well, she just disappears. She would never do that. We know there are so many people praying. All the world's praying for a safe return. So many people love her. You got that right, Dawn. That's one thing you did get right. Insisting someone came through a wooded trail near the family's home and took the girl when nobody was watching. Well, there was probably a lot of time nobody was watching.
Right.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
We don't know if someone was waiting in the basement or if she come outside here and went to the swing or possibly back up there to Grandma's. We don't know. Really? See, I've never heard him even add the insinuation that she had made it out. Have you?
No. Remember, it was only 2 minutes, too. So.
Yeah.
Couldn't get far.
I don't care. I don't buy that she would have wanted to go inside.
Yeah.
I don't buy a little girl that loved outside, loved her swing and stuff. It was a nice day. Would want to go inside down to that dank ass basement to play. I think, why? That just don't make sense to me.
And if you think about it, what toys did she have down there? Not many. This is before they probably fixed downstairs up. So she might have had a couple of toys in there, but why would she want to go down there? Really? So it don't make a lot of sense to me, does it, do you?
No, not at all.
What do you guys think?
I think it's just all these things that just make no sense.
Yeah.
And when you keep putting them together, you got to think that something.
That's what gets my attention. After you think of one point and then you're like, oh, maybe this happened. Then something else comes up and you're like, no. So, but it all leads to lying.
Yeah.
Like something's not right.
I mean, I know if we really tried, if me and you sit down and watched every video there's ever been on it with them, we could have a list of 100 at least things that make no damn sense.
Yeah, that would be a good video.
Yeah. Boys a lot of times would leave this unlocked and wide open a bunch of times, and we get on them a lot and tell them you can't do that. But we'd always find it open a bunch of times. Well, he is trying like hell to sell that, ain't it?
Yeah.
And it makes me sick. The boys, a lot of times, calling out your sons, you're such an ass.
Here they go adding stuff, details to the story, you know?
Yeah.
That we don't need to know about.
Well, this was out a while back.
Oh.
But I've never seen some of this.
I thought the door downstairs did not have a lock on it. Or did
When Jose was there was no lock. They used the couch to lock it. That's what I've said too a lot is when do you think the lock was installed?
Yeah, that don't make sense.
If Jose left in October, there's plenty of time to install it, I guess. But I just wonder when it was installed. I wish somebody could find a receipt when that lock was bought.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm telling you, if it was bought right before she disappeared, I would be highly suspicious.
Yeah.
If somebody could figure that out.
Yeah, because there should be a way to find that out. Law enforcement, I wonder if they thought of that. There's probably kind of serial code or something on it. They should track it down.
And I'm not saying that proves anything, but that'd be one more thing.
Put on the list of don't make sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The time of her disappearance, Donald said he was at work. His sons were inside the home, and his wife and mother-in-law were outside, facing away from the basement door.
See, how does he know this?
Facing away? How does he know that?
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Facing away. They had their backs to the door the whole time. All 2 minutes.
This is more adding to the story. So I don't look guilty or anybody there.
It's more of a variation, another variation. Like I haven't seen some of this.
No.
I think whoever grabbed her probably had her mouth covered, and I think she was gasping for air by the time she got somewhere down here because our neighbor heard a scream, a really funny scream, and she's been telling us that all along, he said.
They wouldn't let her scream if they had their hand over her mouth. That don't make no sense, does it?
Well, what is this shit? I think she was gasping for air.
Why would you add that in there? That don't make no sense, does it?
That makes no sense to me, and that's another quoted one, unless the son just made this shit up.
How would he know that? Why would you want to think about that?
Why would you say that?
I don't know. That's awful. Disturbing. Very.
Father of four said search dogs previously picked up Summer's scent on the trail, but lost it near a road. See, he said he believes someone put his daughter in a car and drove off. Candace Bly, Summer's mother, appeared to share Donald's theory.
Of course.
Oh, you know that shit. Somebody has lured her away from here. Yeah. Whoever has my daughter, I pray they haven't harmed her. And bring her back to us safe and sound. She pleaded. I wouldn't call it a plea.
No.
I would call it she mentioned it, and I have a feeling it was probably triggered by the reporter.
Yeah.
You know it?
Yeah.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson confirmed last month that dogs had a pretty good trail that tracked for a little while, but then it disappeared near a road. Well, did it disappear at the road or near the road?
This is what I don't understand. She's all over that property. How do they know what scent they're following? It could be
how do they know how old it is when it was put there?
And she's outside, so does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah.
I don't think it really could be tracked. My opinion.
I wonder what it looks like if you think about it. Think about where Candace said she had her back turned for 2 minutes, or she was gone for 2 minutes. If you add 2 hours into that, I'd almost believe she could have been abducted.
Yeah.
But the way she narrows that window down so much is my biggest issue with her.
Right.
I think it's weird. Lawson, however, added that Donald's claim that a neighbor heard a scream was unfounded.
So, see, they're even saying, I don't think they believe that scream happened.
So at this point, was Lawson saying already there was no scream?
Yeah, there's no evidence of one. So.
Not because that's not saying it's unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
That's saying it's unfounded.
Right.
Like it did not happen. Is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Then Jody Sue keeps on changing the story screen multiple times.
Look at this. I wonder if that was Easter. No, it'd be too cold for Easter, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because her hair is real short right there.
Yeah. Her hair bow don't match her outfit either. Really.
Damn, I didn't even have that mug shot, and I got two.
Mm-hmm. There's many.
Shortly before Summer's disappearance, her previously chin-length blonde hair was buzzed down to a close crop. Hours after she vanished, police shared pictures of her with her long hair, describing her as 3 feet tall, weighing 40 pounds, and with blue eyes. Then a later alert: missing 5-year-old Summer Wells may now have shorter hair than that pictured in our earlier alerts. So they wasn't even giving them recent pictures in the beginning.
I guess. They probably really didn't know what she looked like.
Summer's parents have never said how soon before her disappearance was her hair cut off. It was a little bit, because
it grew out a little bit. That's why I was trying to find a picture.
If our timeline is true, then it looks like at least, what, a month, maybe? Family's photos show that her 3 brothers all have short, cropped hair. No, it ain't. I wouldn't say it's too short. It's a lot. They were a lot longer than Summer's. Summer's 3 young brothers were removed from the Wells family home 6 weeks after her disappearance. No, it wasn't those 6 weeks, was it? That's what this paper makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that some of that was interesting. And that quote, I'm pretty sure when you misquote people, you can get in trouble for that. So that makes me wonder if that whole gasping for air thing was true. You know what?
Right.
$5 weeks. What's up, NaNa? You want to come up for the second hour of JDTC?
Or anybody else want to come up?
Yeah. Here, I'll throw the link
One of our friendly subscribers. You guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button.
Usually, nobody will come up.
Why?
I think a lot of people don't like the. Oh. Pin that shit.
I also want to bring up on Share Live last night. There was a guy that shared the same address as Candace and Dawn, and he was a child sex offender. Did you know about him? They brought him up at right before the case, or at the beginning of the case. Let me see what his name is. I was going to ask you if you remember.
Who are we talking about now?
Hold on, I'll tell you the name. I was trying to find it.
Shit.
Let's see. What is his name?
Hi, Cracking Cases. How y'all doing today? Damn. My computer is
I was
on.
watching Cracking Cases last night too. Him and Allie's on. Y'all are on late. Me and John go to bed early.
Yeah. We're old people.
Yeah.
We don't get to catch too many Cracking Cases lives.
But usually I stay up later. I usually will watch.
God, I am just butchering this.
I was trying to find this guy's name.
Y'all bear with me for a second.
You wanted me to pin the message. I need to be helping you, don't I? Let's see. Sorry.
No, I got some other shit over here for some reason. It's lagging bad.
We upped our internet plan to the highest. They had I don't know how to work it. Make it better. Did you pin it? Let's see. I found the link here. Oh,
Hey.
Pin it.
What's up?
Not much. I remembered to close out the other window before I started talking.
Good job.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
How are you
Did you
guys?
see I looked into the stuff you was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I probably because I came to watch and then I had to go walk the dog, and when I came back in, you guys were on, so I probably missed that part.
I went back and looked at the newspaper articles and stuff about when Dawn can get out.
Yeah.
And it appears 180 days and 28 days of rehab is what I get out of it.
I hope, anyways. I mean, it gives at least 28 extra days that he's going to be, kept out of the public. I mean, I hope that's true. But
that's the way I read it.
Did you find
me? Well, I was talking to Harsh about.
Yeah.
Did I what?
Oh, I was.
We think it's going to be early up. Did I see what?
I don't know.
One more time.
Did you find anything about the 88 hours of community service or anything like that?
No, I didn't go that far into it.
Okay.
I just read a couple articles, and it said that the community service and stuff was oh shit, now I'm getting myself confused. It was the way I understand it, that's going to be after he's out. That's how you do community service,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how that'll work out, but it's not like it ain't going to help with his release date.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, now that I've looked at it again and reread it, I'm with you. It seems like to me about October.
Did you happen to get the email that I got last night?
No.
I don't know. I ain't checked my email.
I received an email, and it was a screenshot off of somebody's comments on their video, I'm assuming. And it says that somebody checked, and it looks like all of his charges have been dropped. And basically, they can't even verify that he's even still sitting in the jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me send it to you.
Hold on. I'm going to add Cam and Allie to the discussion.
It might be Cam. I don't know.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's
Can you
going
hear
on,
me?
man? Yeah.
Not much, man. Going through the motions this morning. Dealing with some dumb stuff, but the reason I came up here, I was trying to warn you. I read that same article on one time in my chat because I was like, what in the world? Be careful of the Sun. That paper.
Yeah, that's what I was.
They're off. They're way off on some stuff, and I figured you picked that up on that. But my chat freaking schooled me one night. They were like, "Dude, what are you reading from?"
Right.
Oh, you read from the Sun too?
Well,
What was that?
crazy.
I don't know.
Sound like a freaking doorbell or something.
It did, didn't it?
It was my phone, guys.
Oh.
You were going over some interesting stuff last night, so I was watching a little bit.
Yeah, somebody brought that to my attention. That's just adds to the. If you saw that thumbnail I made, that's just all the one. I put all their pictures on that because it just adds another RSO from that area that's in law enforcement. It's
really?
Crazy. Yes, that was in law enforcement. So I don't know if y'all have heard me talk about this. So, and I knew about it. And the crazy thing is why I didn't put two and two together for the longest time. So I knew Jody Sue would take up for Frank Light. She has ties to him. She would literally go to bat for him. And I was like, why? Then I find out about this Randy Hass guy who's ex-Sullivan County Sheriff's Office deputy who caught his charges for, now get this, they all have the exact same charges. Exploitation of a minor. Sherfy Jr., his dad is law enforcement. ties to Frank Light because they're best. Frank Light and his brother are best friends. They all live there. Hass is using Andy's mom's internet in the driveway. Has ties to Jody Sue on Ben Hill. She knows him very well. He got his charges while on the job, supposed like chaperoning and over a Boy Scout group and taking images of them. Something similar to
Really?
yes. And
That's
it's
crazy. They all
images of like brutality against it's insane. And then the guy I went over last night is a federally charged RSO with these charges. Like he was into some deep bad stuff. Like it was really bad. And he's
Right.
guess where he he worked when he got in trouble. He was working for Kingsport Police Department. But where did he get a strong? Where he came from prior to that was Hawkins County Sheriff's Office with great reviews. Thumbs up, this guy's amazing.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then Sherfy Jr. He had he's still waiting to get his charges to be, I guess, convicted. But he has over 1,000 images of pictures of minors. The post on him is by Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, and he was using it Instagram and Snapchat to share his.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Too
Brady,
much.
check your email. I sent that to
Okay.
you.
Hey,
You'll have to look it up.
what did you say the Sherfy tie was?
Okay.
The
Go ahead. What were you saying? Go ahead and finish it.
you mentioned Sherfy
Yeah.
was tied to the police. Which one was it? The dad or the son? I thought the son was a jailer at one time.
No. Okay. The dad used to work for Sullivan County Sheriff's Office as a reserve deputy for 3 years in the 90s. Then he worked for Hawkins County Sheriff's Office as a jailer for 8 months. And he actually emailed us because the only thing he got mad about when we asked, has your son been questioned anything? He said, you didn't get my employment history right. I was like, oh, that's what you're upset about? He said, my son just made a mistake. And he said, they're not even looking into it. They don't think he did anything because they ain't even questioned him. I said, so there's our answer that 8 months in, this guy, because he could have slipped through the cracks, has 1,000 images because it's in Sullivan County, not Hawkins County. That's a big problem too with Summers' case is you got county lines all right there. They sit in a spot that takes 45 minutes for sheriff's department to get out there.
Right.
So you got Hawkins, you got all these jurisdictions, but yeah, the tie to Sherfy Sr. was like he came out and just spoke openly about this right after calling out his son on some stuff. I said, has this guy been questioned? How come we haven't heard about him? Immediately went on another creators panel and just spilled it all and said, well, I don't know nothing about Summer, I don't know this, but yet Summer slept on my wife's lap in church. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know her? And you just said that Summer slept on.
Really? Sherfy Sr.?
I don't know. I believe in calling these people out, man, because they.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you don't look into them, that's how people slip through the. And it's not saying, hey, it's all public information. I'm not saying, hey, you're guilty, you did this, but to look through it thoroughly, it should be. And
oh yeah,
I agree.
That's I've found out a lot of stuff, and actually the stuff of last night. That guy's name is Richard Chandler. If you look him up, he's the federally RSO. When you pull up the Times News story on him, that's what I read last night, and dude, it'll make you sick. This guy, like, he was using churches. He was using a message board called Dreamboard or something, and these people literally believe that they should not be convicted for the acts against children violently. They didn't see a problem with it. And I mean, it's bad. And he was producing movies of even going to toddlers. It's ridiculous, man. And so he got 30 years federal and there was a whole slew. I'm actually got their federal, I guess what would you call it, their court stuff where they were their sealed documents. I actually got them, and I'm going over them to try to talk more about that. But it's a lot of people, man, and they refer to them as John Doe number 9, John Doe number 10, and then they'll say their name uh, later out. But I mean, dude, I didn't think that there was so much of this in this area like it is, and why is it so many law
Right.
enforcement officers?
Cam, do you mind if I ask how did you get a sealed document?
You can find that stuff online. Like I found, they're unsealed now because this happened. They re-updated his trial stuff on the Times News in 2020, but it happened. The Richard Chandler guy was in 2011.
Uh-huh.
But so you believe it or not, you can Google this stuff and you can find it. Like I found the Randy Hass guys court affidavits and everything. Just Googled and you can and not yeah, it's disgusting too. Y'all look into that. Um, and these people are all tied to Beach Creek community, to
Right.
people in Ben Hill. It's not like they're spread apart. They all know each other too.
Well, they're all cousins up there.
Yeah, and they work together at the sheriff's office because the time's all at. Sherfy worked there when Hass worked there at Sullivan County. He went to Hawkins County and said, "This is one thing I didn't add." Sherfy Senior made sure to put in his email. I had to quit that job due to threats from inmates and coworkers. About what? You're a jailer. That's part of. You're gonna get threats, dude. That's
Well, it makes you wonder how the inmates had his email address to threaten him with.
No, he emailed that to us when he.
Okay.
He made sure to add that little tidbit that it wasn't just the inmates; it was his coworkers too that were threatening him. Is what he said, and I was like, over
That's
what?
weird.
Yeah.
So
Why would his coworkers be threatening him? That makes me think you might be onto something. They knew he was a perv.
yeah,
That's what I felt like, that it's the good old boy system runs rampant here, and I felt like that maybe and I feel I'll get into this a little deeper what I'm feeling right now about this whole thing. But Sherfy Jr., like his dad, when I said that good old boy system, I felt like he probably thought he was just untouchable. Because you remember, when's the first time we see Sherfy? When Molly and all them were down there in the road, he made himself known, right?
Yeah.
He comes down and just the only person in that whole community that comes down the middle of the road to make himself known. That rubbed me wrong. I was like, I got to look into that guy. Something's not right. He made all these claims of, I'm former law enforcement, and like he knew inside information and all this, which he didn't. And that was like, why are you trying to say that? And why are you trying to make people think you're something you're not? Because you don't work for law enforcement. You're a trucker now, and been through multiple jobs since his law enforcement career, by the way. And I don't know why that is, but this is just how deep it gets. Okay, so his son lived Muddy Creek Road in Sullivan County, where Evelyn Boswell lives. Muddy Creek Road, where her address was.
Yeah.
8 minutes away. His dad lives 2 minutes around the corner, or stays 2 minutes around the corner on Simpson Road, which is part of, you go down Ben Hill and go up Simpson Road, and which is also Don Wells' stepdad's sisters. They're related too. That's Mary Sexton. That's so he's dating Mary Sexton's daughter. He stays there on the weekends, as so he claims. Okay. That's only 2 minutes away. So why is the two biggest cases of children, you're very close to them? Your son has court date the same day as Megan Boswell did. It still went past, but this is where it gets weird. When Sherfy was asked about this, Sherfy Senior was asked about his son's court date with Megan Boswell. Well, those are both getting continued on that day. The same exact docket time that morning. Everything. I'm like, is that, are they? Yeah, I'm not saying they're connected, but same judge, same docket time, same court. And how are you going to speak about Megan Boswell's case and already know it's getting continued too? Like and that
Yeah.
was prior to, like, I catch on these little details when I'm listening to. I'm like, how's he saying that? So I looked it up. I fact checked it on or Sullivan County court website, and they sure enough did. Same court date, docket time, and they were both continued.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's strange, and it's close proximity to all these big high profile cases. You know, is it a coincidence? Possibly. I don't believe in so many. Once it gets past so many coincidences, it's
Right.
something bigger,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's wild.
figure blow your mind with that. That's what I've been dealing with. So this is where I said getting deeper. Now, Jody Sue's son, Jody Sue said that in her own messages, you can see them. She says Andy's behaviors are rubbing off on her son. She says that. Said she's having a hard time with him. If he's surrounded, if she's friends with all these RSOs, what is that boy dealt with? Have you seen it? You seen his Facebook, the stuff that I showed?
You know, I didn't see that, but I heard about it. What was it exactly?
Dude, the stuff.
The,
It's a lot of code stuff, but it's a lot of nasty perverted.
Hey Cam, can I ask you a question? Another
Yeah.
one. You were up there a lot in the earlier days, right? After she got gone.
Not as much as what people would think. Not at the Wells property, but I was out there and been on Beach Creek searching.
Well, I was just wondering if you were up there. Do you know when the deadbolt got put on the downstairs door?
As of we were up there on the first time we went to that property was September the 4th, 20, and it was there, and the window tint was on there. And I actually got that. I actually filmed that door because I wanted to show the window tint.
Yeah, I seen that video.
Do what, man? Yeah, it was there in the Chris McDonough video too. He was there before us.
Yeah, that's when everybody seen it, is because she had to unlock it and she was having trouble unlocking it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too. Allie made sure to test that door. It's not that hard to unlock, and any child could unlock it. It flips right open. That's the first thing she did when she walked through that door. She's like, I watched her. She turned around and was like, because we didn't go in that basement till last time we were up there, because people think that we just go up there and I just got free reign of that property. It's not how it was.
Right.
If somebody don't invite you in their basement, you're not gonna be, I'm going in your basement.
Right.
right. Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I was trying to be respectful. Now, when she made us go down there to try to do her drywall work and try to act like people just owed her this debt to fix her house, like that's how she started acting at the end. That's why I got pissed off at her. I was like, look, I'm not even in this to help you with your repairs and stuff. I'm being nice because you asked.
Yeah, my friend that went up there and helped with had the work on the house said that was why a bunch of them quit, was because Grandis and Candace both sat around and acted like the world owed them something.
Candace more so than Grandma. Grandma would actually be nice, try to help and stuff, but Candace would act like she could fire people. I'm like, you can't fire a volunteer. What are you doing? Then start asking stuff like, will you build Don a 2-car garage out there? No. I'm like, what?
Really? She asked about that?
Yeah, it said wanted to surprise him, build him a 2-car garage, and somebody needed to take him out and keep him busy all day. And I said, look, people are trying to just get your house by what CPS is asking, and probably was going to do more so, but they ran everybody off that was trying to help. They did that. A lot of things that set people away was when they did that joke, when that prank call. People took back the flooring, the cabinets. People were like, I ain't sending you any of that. So they lost a lot.
Really?
And there was a lot of people that were, you know, there was a one woman that was up there that was paying for a lot of stuff out of her pocket, and Candace went as far as to accuse her of stealing a hammer. This woman owns businesses and has money. Why would she steal a hammer? An old crappy hammer that you had laying around up here. You know,
Wow.
that she just, I told her, I was like, Dick, you just don't even deal with it no more. And that's what we did when, you know, she told us we weren't allowed to be on that property probably 8 times, at least 6 times over, how many months? Over, when did we get involved? So probably 9 months. So every so often she'd tell it through the grapevine. We would hear it through somebody else. Y'all ain't allowed back up there. And I said, for what?
Would she just get mad over little nothing shit and act out?
We didn't. We wouldn't even know. And it would be when we did call, ask her, because I'd go to church. I was like, "What's your problem?" This video, and then she'd be, "Oh, you did. That's not you. You didn't do that." I'm like, "No." And then the other reason is because I didn't kiss her butt. Like I told her, we go where evidence go. People thought that we were, you know, just saying that. If it wasn't flattering to them, I talked about it. And some people, you know, early on, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, just like I tried to do Jody Sue's son. And when I got the reaction, I said, look, don't point blame on him yet, just because people saw him, you know, running around all weird on the property. Jody Sue attacked me ruthlessly. And I said, I took up for him. And so, I mean, it's all through people. When you see people's reactions to certain things, it's when it's like, why is that? Especially when it's
Let me ask you something, Tim. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When you were there, was the roaches as extreme as Jose said?
No. We maybe saw 1 or 2 on the wall when we were painting. It was not like that. There was not feces laying everywhere. There was not rats. There's no rats. I never saw a rat one. I'm sure that in a country house like that, you probably get them in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Field mice too. Probably not rats.
Right.
Because I live in the country, man. I deal with it too. Field mice come in, and you know that's why most people have cats to kill them.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I have them.
That's me too. And so a lot of things. I know y'all are from somewhere close, and I'm sure y'all are familiar. People live way worse than what was seen up there. I've seen it my whole life. And I've seen now. One thing I will say about this, now I did take up for things when it was not true. I said it's not true when people were putting these false things about them out because it wasn't fair. I wouldn't expect somebody, anybody, if it's the Wells or if it's Donald Trump or Biden, whoever. I mean, if somebody's going to say something's not true and I see it as not being true, I'm not going to say it's true if it's not. I'm going to say, look, no, that wasn't accurate. There's not feces laying everywhere. Candace does cook. They did have food in the deep freezer. She wasn't just feeding frozen pizzas and stuff like those. That wasn't true either. And that pissed me off and got a lot of flack for that because I said, that's not accurate.
Cam,
yeah,
you do have to admit, and yes, we're all from the country, and we all have seen houses that have been worse than that. I'm not saying that.
And they put kids back in situations worse than that. That's why people were helping.
But the thing about it is knowing how many people do you know that knows CPS is coming after you've already lost
How
your
do we know that though, that when they know CPS is coming?
Well,
Where did that come from?
After Summer went missing, they knew CPS was coming.
Okay, now yes, I'll go with that. They filled their piss test. That's what I know of.
The people that you know of would have went ahead and started cleaning their house.
Okay.
She didn't start until after Chris McDonough went up there.
Hold on now. There, people don't listen. You gotta take this into account though, and this is only fair. TBI flipped that house on over. Well, I thought it was 7 times, but Candace said it was over 9 times. They came in and flipped that house, and when they flip your house, they don't go pick it up afterwards. They pile it back up, and they just dump stuff out and they go through it. That's how law enforcement does. they flipped that house 9 times. Now I don't know how many times I would want to keep going and picking it up after one. You're finally just gonna say, "Here, I'm stacking it up." It was cluttered and it was a mess and it was not in good shape. Yes, even when we went up there was people that were cleaning it, but you can only sweep a plywood subflooring so good. It's always gonna look dirty. It's all and there's holes in it.
Cam,
And
Cam, we'll have to agree to disagree, darling.
hold on now, but listen, you don't get what I'm saying now. Like they have so much junk already. She's a hoarder. She had so much junk in that little house. They would have been smaller if Don didn't build that addition on. He did put that addition on. That's where the door is on the top side now. And there's pictures to back him up building that. And the kids were small, and that's when they were running around with no shoes on and diapers, which was not good. Nails probably laying everywhere out there. But they had so much junk packed in there that when they go through, I'm sure that law enforcement had a hell of a time. You had it all stacked back in one side of the house. The boys sitting in chairs watching a TV that's right there in a barely small, Don had that stupid bar put up over the steps. By the way, I yanked that thing out because I was like, that's stupid. He was like, why are you yank? I don't want my bar gone. I was like, it's getting out of here, dude. It's stupid. So we pulled it out while he was at work, dude. I threw it out in the yard. He called and cussed me out for it.
Well, my point was that any parent that knew that was in the situation they were in after Summer went missing
Absolutely.
would have, even the poorest people that we know that live in the country would have at least attempted to made an effort to clean.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't have not cleaned and that they're not because they're just country. I'm not saying that. What I was saying about country is the mice stuff, and that we see people that when houses are I guess, what would you say, willed to them from a family,
Right.
you get what you get, whatever shape it's in. That's what you get. I mean, however that family member left that property to you, that's how you're getting it, and that's what you have to live with.
I agree, hon, but he did have 13 years on a
right
drywall pay to fix it up.
And he should have had that basement drywalled and everything. I agree with you. So this is where people get us mixed up, because I don't get to fill in everything I'm talking about. So he should have had that drywall already done in that basement, the walls done. That's what you do for a living. You have the materials on hand. He had mud buckets out the ass up there in a building. He could have done it,
and he had plenty of money to do it.
But I don't know about that. Now I don't know how much Don was making. I asked him at one point in time because he tried to get me to work for him, and I was like, "No, Don, I can't work for you." He was like, "Well, we'll do it this till you get good enough at it." And it's like he just kept on going. He would not take no for an answer. He said, we'll split it 50-30 on all jobs, 70-30, and then we'll do 50-50. I was like, Don, I cannot work for you. I might be able to help you get caught up on a job one day, but I'm not going to work for you.
Well, on average, a drywaller makes $24 an hour. That's across the board, the United States.
And she's his own boss too. So yeah.
But let's cut that in half for Tennessee, because we know that Tennesseans get paid less.
That's
so
right.
Let's cut that $12 an hour.
Yeah.
At $12 an hour, they're not paying rent. They're not making a house payment. The only thing they had to pay was the internet and a light bill and a car payment.
And food, car payment, which they did get I took into account too that they probably got stimulus money for the kids.
Right. But over 13 years,
right,
he would have had enough money put aside plus income taxes at the end of the year.
$12 an hour is not a lot of money. And now that with the cost of living went up, they raised a bit of a wage now to like, what is it, 14 or 15 now? It's something like that, but still $12 an hour. When I worked for the job I worked for before, I cut meat at a grocery store. I love my job, but I made more than that there, and I barely scraped by. And I have two kids.
But hon, it wasn't like they were running out and buying brand new clothes for their kids and stuff every day.
Listen now, she tried to send us with hand-me-downs one time from them boys, and I was like, I don't want them. But I tried to be, because I was raised better, so I don't know how to not be rude. I'm like, yeah, okay. We looked
Right.
through them
Yeah.
clothes, and they had some nice clothes. Them boys had nice clothes. They did. I'll give them that. Now she either went to the best yard sales, or they had nice name brand clothes. I can show them. I actually got that bag in there somewhere.
Those pictures, they were dressed pretty nice. The
They
boys
were, and that's the things that I have arguments about because I saw things in that house. Like I saw a picture, I saw clothes, I saw things. That the bedding in areas right? No, they had these like makeshift bunk beds put up in the corners in that one room. Now there was no insulation. He put that addition on. You know what used to be there before that addition, right? It was a trailer that was hooked
Right.
to this house.
Wow.
Um, they don't have water lines. Their water lines were shot. Like that's why Don would get mad when they would come flip his head. That's the only thing done it. Oh my God, sorry. I think about how his reactions were. It's stupid. But
Yeah.
he would get so bent out of shape over them messing with his water line, something over there. And I'm like, Don, they're looking for your child. They're gonna go through everything. And he understood that, but he would get pissed. They didn't. He would have to redo it because it was so bad. Like this is one thing too. I can say. I think this is where that feces rumor came from. They couldn't flush toilet paper because their water lines, so he would have to go burn it and have put it in a barrel
Because of the sewer
Oh.
lines, you mean?
because of all his water lines, sewer lines, everything up there are shot. They have nothing, and it has very strong sulfur smell to their water.
Yeah,
And
that's well water for you.
yeah,
You don't have a filter.
yeah. So that's how.
I've had that before. That's not, that doesn't have nothing to do with anything except you don't have a good filter.
Exactly, but his pipes were bad, and they couldn't flush stuff, or it would back up his whole system or his septic tank. So he had to go burn that stuff. I think that's where that came from. That rumor of that,
Ugh.
but
Oh, I have a question. Do you know of, did they ever check the septic?
yes, multiple times.
How
And
did they check it?
Nita Diver did it. Law enforcement did it with cameras on. They use these snake cameras that could go down because the pipes only people think that the pipe to this is like like a big whale like you see like Jack and Jill go up to. It's a pipe,
Right.
4-inch pipe, and
Right.
that in the one. Okay, so you got whatever's underneath that camper. They checked that. Dive teams came out there and even did it with their technology. They had these snake roto rooter cameras. They have all sorts of stuff to deal with that. Yeah, I do know that for a fact. I know law enforcement. It was said that they did it, but neither diver went because so many people asked questions and did it again.
Yeah.
Um,
You would think they would do that.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
those guys were on. I have to give it to them, man. Those guys were to really just be coming into doing like missing people stuff because they dove in lakes for people's belongings and had all sorts of good
Right.
technology. So they said we wanted to use our free time to come help with this. Dude, those guys were on top of stuff. They were clearing ponds and stuff before people even knew they were out there. When they would get reports, and they were, I was pretty impressed with them. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I can say to kind of to show you what I saw. Now I can tell you, I'll tell you as far as the house goes. There's a hole in the kitchen floor, like that thing should have been fixed a long time ago. If you got kids running around, because kids don't pay attention, the leg
Right.
goes down. They're running, their leg goes down in that hole. Hey,
Yeah, that could be bad.
So that hole was like that.
Cinnamon's asking where was the septic tank located up there, Kim?
There's one at the bottom property. There's one down towards Beach Creek where that shed's at. There's one on the top.
No, I meant located like approximate to the house.
I don't have my map. I can't pull my maps up here because I don't use Stream. Y'all use Stream. I use StreamYard. Y'all use Streamlab. But the pipe.
There's got to be a step near the house.
That's what
right?
I'm trying to give y'all. I'm trying to tell you where how to best describe it. So where the camper sits, and where like there's a little the driveway goes in between the camper and the house, and I think it's right there
Right.
on the back side of the house, and I think there's even another one There's like, because that, you know, where the gray shed is, that was actually going to be a house.
Mhm.
There's a tank over
Right.
there too. So multiple things were, I know
That's
there's
that's
multiple
probably the
places.
one they used for Pam and Don's trailer when their trailer was over there.
Yeah. So who,
Well, I'm
Pam
sure
and
that's the
Don,
one we used for the house.
whose trailer?
Pam and Don when they had their trailer up there.
Who's, are, is that
Pam,
was
his first wife.
Did she have a trailer up there?
No, they lived in a trailer up there. Yes, it was on the other side of the driveway across from the house. Not where the camper is, but like you're starting to
Oh,
go
when they
down
were
the driveway.
together. So Don had lived. See, I was never clear on that. Now there was a camper too. You can see in old pictures down on where that
That was
shed is at the bottom. Is that where you're talking
no,
about?
no, no. I'm talking
Who
about
was that?
the trailer that was up on the hill across. It's not across from the house like where the camper is. It's like you're going to go down off the hill, but it's on the other side of the driveway there. If
So
you
I
look
never
back
heard
on
about.
if you'll look back on Google Maps and stuff, you can see it. There's pictures of it.
I've seen now. There's I could never get a straight answer from them from whose that camper's what whose camper
Mhm.
that was at the bottom on the Beach Creek side. Like you see
Right.
pictures and there's a gate there. I was like, who lives there, Don? Who was living? They would never answer me to that, and it wasn't. It was not grandma. It's not grandma's camper. She was not.
No,
It's not the same one. This is
that
old.
was before her time, I believe.
Yeah, way before him. So when Don had a trailer with his ex-wife, well, that would have been way before Candace, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I didn't know about that.
Hey,
Um,
Cam, you were there. You were there when they was searching, right? At the
what?
beginning.
No, second search.
You didn't help with the you didn't help with the initial ones.
No, not the first ones. No, I didn't get. We didn't get involved till September 4th. With well, actually being
Okay.
on the Wells property September 4th. But we were doing stuff not with. See, they didn't let. We did stuff for our channel, and we searched out of Beach Creek till we got
Right.
met the PIs, and then we're able to go on private properties and stuff.
Right. Do you feel like it was searched really good though?
No,
Really?
negative, not at all, dude. I found a campsite in before the November 30th search.
I seen
Well,
that.
Yeah.
I found that, dude. It's not even 960 feet away from the Wells property. How did they miss that? That's my question. How do you miss that? And how do you not
Right.
find that? How do you? There's other things that I can't speak on too. That were found and we reported that. I don't understand how that was missed. I don't see if they did what they're trying to say of how what was the when we finally found the radius. It wasn't a radius. It was 4.3 miles. They said they searched around that.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah.
There's many places that I know that we're not. Um, and I actually talked to, so this is what I can fill in on. There's property owners that were part of the first initial search, and I heard a lot of stuff firsthand through them. I found out about where dogs alerted at,
Right.
that people didn't know about, that, on that man's property. That's actually the property we were searching when we found the campsite. Because I'd actually stepped over a barbed wire fence and it was on another property. It was a Dishner. Because the guy owns that property.
Billy.
Billy Dishner is where
Yeah.
that property is where that campsite was. Because I first thought it was Mary Sexton's because it's just a small sliver property, and you would think that she owned that too, but she didn't.
Can I ask you something again, Cam? You're more than welcome to decline answering anything I ask you.
I'm an
Okay?
open book, man. I don't care.
Now I understand your skepticism in the beginning about whether or not they may or may not have been guilty, and I understand your explanations of everything.
It's not
But hang on,
skepticism. It's trying to be fair.
Now that you know more and have heard more from Dawn and Candace themselves, do you think they were involved in whatever or whoever may have been involved? But do you think that Dawn and Candace had something in this?
Do you want my honest opinion?
No, I want you to lie.
Well, I'm not going to do that. I'll give my honest opinion about it.
Okay,
This is
that'll
what
work.
I feel. I feel that Candace's reactions whenever she's asked about anything with Summer's case is very, very strange. Is there enough evidence to say that she firsthand did anything? No, there's not. There's nothing that I know of, and law enforcement might know more. But the things that I do know from working, closely with the private investigators and stuff, I haven't seen anything. I do believe that maybe there's knowledge of something from her. I do believe that she's not telling something.
What about Dawn?
Dawn, my honest opinion about Dawn, I don't think so. I think that uh, Dawn was so blunt and to about things that were not favorable even to him when he would just upfront about it, and that I can't see. This is the best way I know how to explain it, and I can only for me being able to just talk to him firsthand. I did not feel like he was lying to us about things, and I asked him stuff in multiple different ways to try to trip him up a lot over months. And Candace, when he went to jail, Candace folded because she there was many things that she contradicted herself on. Now Dawn didn't. Dawn would look me in the eye and say, "No, this is what happened." If I said something wrong, no.
Right.
Now that's and Don would answer anything. Didn't care. He would answer anything you asked him. Candace not. My
Hey,
honest
Kev,
opinion
I tell
is
you what, I just want to give you credit because I think it's a good thing that you don't let all the people that get onto you about not convicting them stir your position. Because I know for you it'd be much easier just to say, yeah, I
it
think they
would.
both did it and agreed along. And I respect the fact that you don't do that.
I appreciate that,
And
man, and I can't in good conscience do to. I've been I've went through stuff in the court system in my past that I felt like I was unfairly treated with, and things like
Mhm.
law, like with I said something for example the other day, like I would pay for a lawyer that would get me off of something that was I would be guilty of, but something I'm innocent of, they wouldn't fight for me.
right,
They would make you
Yeah.
eat. So I've tried to look into it as I try to get the benefit of the doubt. Show me where's the proof. I tried to do that. Now with Don, uh, I'll tell you this, and I've been talking about this for a while on my channel too. That he did keep a open uh, um, line of contact with law enforcement all the time. Witnessed them doing it. He called them frequently, talked to them. Candace did not. After Don got locked up, Don did stay in contact with them, and I'm sure they would say the same thing. Um, I witnessed him do this and call them and talk to them and ask them stuff. He did. Now, Candace would not even go pick up flyers to go when they would be at D&D. Don would leave
right,
work and go pick them up and hang them. I did witness that. And he didn't get credit for that, and I didn't think that's fair. If he's going out hanging stuff, and he did go and knock on doors, he asked me to take him certain places before. Let's go look at this. Let's go knock on this door. Let's go down there and look on it. Now, one thing he did say it was weird. I said, Don, tell it, because he kept saying nobody's helping, nobody's helping. I said, Don, you have to tell somebody where you want to go look to have help, and you can't just
right,
say to all the drug dealers' house. You can't just go in there and be drunk and try to fight them. I said, you're going to get
right,
shot and you're going to go to jail. I said, you can't do that. Well, then he would say, like, Greenville. I said, we're at in Greenville. Greenville. I said, the whole town? You can't go to the whole, we're at. I said,
Right.
is there an area of that stuff like that you can never get clear from him? Now,
right.
do you remember the report from when he went to that one door and that woman said that, now I know the story. I know the whole story to this. So there was a woman.
About the little girl in the front
Yes,
yard.
yeah.
Yeah,
He didn't. Don. I didn't like this. I got pissed about this. Because he did do the right thing. He told that child, "You need to go inside," and that person was passed out inside, and he went in there and woke that person up and said, "You need to take care of this child. She doesn't need to be outside." And the other person, I think the mother came out and said the complete opposite. Said that the mother wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't even there, and posted on Facebook the next day that he did, and that's not how it went down. He actually was with a private investigator that witnessed him go knock on that door and say, "Hey, you need to get this child. My child just went missing." That's what he said. That's his quote. His child just went missing, and that you need to keep a better eye on this child. She's outside by herself, and it's telling you anything can happen. Wake up. He actually went in this person's house and woke them up. And
Wow.
that's the kind of shit that I didn't like. Now, if
Right.
because I mean that if it's not being talked about, somebody needs to come out and say if it's not true. That's the same. If my opinion, I put myself in this shoes. I have a record. If something happened to one of my children, now granted, I would be out doing way more than they did, and I would make
Right.
it. I would be making way bigger effort. But if something happened to one of my children because of my background, I would be attacked too. I would be attacked ruthlessly. So that's
Yeah.
why I tried to weigh it out. I tried to weigh it out like that. I'm like how would I want to be treated? How do I want to, if you're doing something, then you get credit for what you're doing. But there's a lot you didn't do, so you're gonna get credit for not doing your shit too. Pretty much,
Right.
It's just
And like you saying that Don was hanging the flyers and stuff, I've never heard anybody say that.
Me either.
I haven't either.
he did, and
And
he.
I
Well,
think
say it, Allie.
that should be said too.
Yeah, me and John said if anybody's not guilty, it would be Don
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that house.
Don got.
He might know
I know.
stuff that happened, but I don't know.
I don't think Don's been a good dude, but
It's not.
I think if there's somebody there that ain't involved, it's probably him.
I believe that Don would be arrested a long time ago if his alibi didn't hold up. I believe that
Right.
100%. I believe that if he wasn't where he said he was and have the thing that he would have been arrested a long time ago. I've even mapped out the journey it takes from the Meadows in Jonesboro to Ben Hill Road, every route that you can take, and it's 31 minutes. 31, 36. Don't quote me on that. I don't have my maps open, but the shortest route that would take you through Fall Branch, back down Horton Highway and around Old Blair's Gap. I think it's like 36 minutes. So if he's speeding, it can work. It says it on the maps. Fastest route, 36 minutes. So I just tried, and if it's wrong, I've said it's, you call it how it is. Candace came on my live, the one and only live. We allowed her to come up on, because people need to know this too. I didn't give them a platform to speak on. I didn't want Don come up on panels. I let him talk on the phone. If he's like, "Hey, can I say something?" Other people were allowing him to do that.
Right.
I didn't give him a platform. It's not what wasn't for them. It's try to help try to find a missing 5-year-old Summer Wells, not Don Wells, not like Tim Mullen was. Well, we just need to have the family union, and he put one of Don Wells' picture on the half the billboard in summer. I was like, no, you don't put Don up there.
Oh, God.
And Tim would be like, you don't put Summer on a pedestal. I said, no, that's exactly what you do.
What?
He said that?
Yeah.
Why in the world we need to see Don up there?
Why would you put Don on it? That's crazy as hell.
Now, I've got the pictures of it. I've shared it. I figured y'all had seen. It was sad. His idea for it was sad.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that I'll talk about that's not right, because that's
right.
Yeah, him. I don't know.
What do you think about him? You've personally spoke to Tim Mullins?
Met him face to face. Me twice, Allie one time. Talked to him on the phone a bunch of times, and I talked to him over the billboard stuff. That's when he tried to kick people out. He was like, "Why don't you just get rid of him?" Which we got the bad rap from then, because the 423 Chase tried to do something good for a billboard, and they got a dumbass trying to scam money off. Oh, dude! If it wasn't for what our channel and Chasing Truth and them raised, that billboard wouldn't even went up for a month. We got it. That man went as far as to take a picture of a voided 2-month contract and pass it off. Like, he was very calculated. But
Wow.
yeah, I'll get in that some other time. But I reported his ass to TBI too. That's another thing. Tried to get the shoe. Wanted people to get the shoe on the property. He said, "You should get used pair of needle nose pliers." Someone a summer. She said we took a picture of, and
Right.
he said, "Yeah." He tried to make this big false claim up that the Sheriff Lawson's going to set the parents up while they were at the Dr. Phil show, and people had to find something. And when he made that statement on the phone, I immediately reported that dude to TBI. And you know what
Sketchy.
TBI told us?
What?
We didn't even get to give them the whole report, and nobody ever called us back.
Really?
We told them. We said, look, here's what we got. We were telling him, oh, this sounds like good information. We'll have an investigator call you back. Nothing.
We were like, no, but we said, but that's not even it. We haven't even got to tell you all of it. And he said, that's okay. I'll take down what you've told me, and I will get the investigator to call you for
Yeah.
this stuff.
Never heard nothing back. When we had a missing Amber Alert out of Hawkins County, Lexi Dykes, and when she called in on our platform, she had an active Amber Alert and called in on one of our lives. We reported that to Hawkins County. Yeah, John don't know about that. We were very new into YouTube, and that happened, and I was like, "This is a troll, for sure." And I was like, "That is not her." She came in the back chat, and it was
Alert had just came out that day.
yeah, Amber Alert had just come out hours before that, and she says, "I'm safe." She came up, and she was out of Beach Creek. Now she's a Dykes, you know that last name, Dykes and the Lights, and strange, right?
Yeah.
She had active Amber Alert. We called Hawkins County, and they said we got. It was a Friday night. We got a hold of dispatch, told them what happened, said we got her on the phone, got her phone number, so you all can get in touch with her. She said we don't disturb our detectives, investigators after hours and on weekends. Call back on Monday. Yep.
Was a holiday.
Monday was a holiday. That's all in our
Hawkins
videos.
County?
People want fact.
Told us that they didn't. All they did was release the Amber Alert. That they didn't know a whole lot about it to get in touch with Hawkins County.
TVI said we don't know a whole lot about it yet, so we'll get back and get in touch with Hawkins County. Yeah, all that's on the video section. Y'all can. I mean, it's months and months ago. That's one thing with us. Anything we've ever made is on there. I don't dirty delete. If it's unfavorable to me, I'll leave it on there. Because that's just trying to use integrity and be transparent. 9 months ago, that's when that happened. And
that's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the day before we went to the Wells.
September 3rd. Oh, check this. So we were at the first time we went to the Wells property, September 4th. That was September 3rd that happened. Boy, that's just action packed, wasn't it?
No shit.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. You think they would want to be right on top of that Amber Alert?
Do you know about what Hawkins County told Adventures with Purpose? Said summer's not in the water. That was September of last year. Do you know who they are?
Oh, is that who came?
No, they were gonna come. They're huge. Like they found people.
Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah, they found a lot of people.
Hawkins County told them their services were not needed and that summer was not in the water. I have the emails. I showed them.
How would they know that? That's crazy.
Why would they discourage people from searching?
They did that to a bunch of search groups. They said, and it's not TBI. It was Hawkins County. They told, they told, and I'm not trying to look. I was quiet about this stuff for a long time, and I tried to give benefit of the doubt. But when it's so much that you're turned, like Nita Diver asked every other county, asked TBI, they were like, sure, fine, yeah, do what you need to do. Hawkins County said, we didn't ask for your help. We don't need your help, but you can do what you want. That's what they told me.
I would be taking all the help I could get.
I tell you, them local politics is starting to look sketchier by the day, ain't they?
Yeah, they are, man. And when you uncover all the RSOs that were employed with them, yeah, I'm like, and how does I have a post I found on my phone from, I think this came from social media. I found this earlier. I want to read this to you. Listen to this. And I'm not trying to take up your time. Sorry, I get on a roll, man.
No, you're doing fine, man.
Um, yeah, when I read this to you, dude, y'all are gonna freak out. This, I was going through, I'm sure y'all know when you do true crime and stuff, like your phone will be full of stuff.
Yeah.
I've got stuff saved from months and months ago. So this article came from, okay. It says Donald's post. So I don't know if this was posted on Don Wells' Facebook or what, but it says, "Is this really the kind of sheriff you'd want running your town? A sheriff is elected, not hired. Article 7, Section 1 of the Tennessee Constitution provides that county officers shall be removed from office for malfeasance or neglect of duty, pursuant to TCA 8-47101. County officials may be ousted from office for knowing or willful misconduct in office, knowing or willful neglect of duties required by law, voluntary intoxication in a public place, engaging in illegal gambling, or committing any act violating any penal statute involving moral turpitude. This sheriff clearly needs to be removed from office immediately. Is this really the kind of sheriff you'd want running your town? Not only is he failing miserably to locate the missing 5-year-old child, Summer Wells, but just read this article below that was published publicly for everyone to see. Just look at how these cops beat this man. Have y'all seen those pictures of this guy?
Oh yeah.
I have, yes.
Dude, they beat this dude till
Yeah,
his
I think there's a
eyeballs
tri-
were. He said, What if this guy was your son? In case you haven't heard, uh, named as defendants in a lawsuit are Hawkins County Sheriff's Office Ronnie Lawson, Deputy Michael Martin, and other unnamed John Doe defendants employed by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. John Doe, seriously, it says. Gabriel T. Barnett of Bowmantown Road, Limestone, alleges in a civil complaint filed April 3rd in U.S. So this is April 3rd. Summer went missing April 15th. U.S. District Court in Greenville that Hawkins County Sheriff's Office deputies and other defendants violated his civil rights on April 12th, 2020. Barnett's claims include unlawful seizure, excessive force, assault and battery, outrageous conduct, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and failure of the sheriff's office to adequately train deputies, resulting in deliberate indifference and supervise them in the field. Barnett, 25, asked for the jury trial and damages totaling a $3.25 million lawsuit, including punitive damage. So if people don't know, they already had problems with funding. Now,
Right.
I didn't know about this $3.25 million lawsuit. I guess I did early on and forgot about it. But,
Right.
I
that
thought about that too. Where that's going to come from.
you got something I can
if they
send you this picture, and so y'all could share this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. I'll do this right quick. Where's my camera setting? I'm not used to. Okay, I found it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I have a trouble too.
see if you can look at how bad that dude was beat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of him. Damn, his nose looks almost sideways on it.
Yeah.
Look, he doesn't even have an eye socket on that one side. Like it.
Jesus.
That's insane, man.
What was it?
Go ahead.
What was his why were they arresting him to begin with? Do you know what they were? Is that what happened? It was during an arrest or what?
So, yeah, I'll find that out. Right. Guess who will end up paying for that? You, the residents of Hawkins County. Is that really where you want your tax dollars? Let me see here. There's a link right here.
Right.
It's from the Greenville Sun.
That's correct.
See if you can pull this. I wish I could. I can't click the link because it's a screenshot. It's excessive
It's
force
all
by
good. I was just wondering.
yeah, I'd like to know what he was being, if he was running from them or, I mean, still, if you run from them, you shouldn't be beat that bad. I mean, this is the thing.
No, you take them
Once you're handcuffed and you're, um, yeah, that guy looks to be probably a smaller guy, or that's the way he looked he looked to be a smaller gentleman, but I mean, the way his face is, you can't tell. Uh, but
Yeah.
once you're in handcuffs and you're under, like, they should probably stop hitting on you. I don't know the details of, but obviously
Yeah,
that was a news
right.
station that put that post out. By the way, I just found that. That's the Greenville Sun, I guess.
Now
So
that trial hasn't happened yet, has it?
the
Where he's
lawsuit
suing?
is.
Is there been?
It says the court date will be. So his rights were violated on April 12th, 2020, but the complaint was filed April 3rd, 2021, U.S. District Court, so federal. Greenville, yeah. So it says, yeah, I guess it's probably still
I was
active
trying
because
to find
them lawsuits can go on for years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Have you seen Ronnie Lawson's background ever?
No, but I'll tell you what, something I do find strange is, how do you sit on the sheriff's seat for 30 something, 40 something years with nobody running against you?
Yes, I've brought that up many a time. How he runs unelected, like there's nobody that has aspirations underneath him. Come on, somebody you would think would want his spot,
I made this
right?
comment. Yeah, I made this. Go ahead.
It's strange, and his dad. I guess he ran mainly unopposed, the way I've heard it.
Well,
Right?
yeah, and I made this comment to actually some people that are licensed state of Tennessee to do investigation. I said, it's almost like that if somebody was to run against the goon squad would be, called out on that person. If you catch my drift, like they would
Yeah.
intimidate.
Yeah.
That's what, and people think that doesn't happen in small towns. If you even have a good name and you're not even, if you're in politics or you own business, you have a lot of pull. You can have a lot of pull
Right.
just from that. So if you're a sheriff for that many years, you know everything that's happening in your county.
Yeah.
You're aware
Yeah.
of everything. Hey,
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna turn this off real quick for my children. Are you? Hold on a second. I'll mute this.
We're getting ready to sign off, Cam.
Yeah, we've got a couple more minutes.
Oh yeah, you're
But
good.
I appreciate you coming up and talking to us. Hopefully you'll come back, man. I like talking to somebody that's actually met them and been there and can answer stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, y'all are more than welcome. I came over that one time. I tried to reach out. Y'all are more than welcome on our channel anytime too. So yeah, I appreciate it, y'all. Thank y'all so much. I will get off here and let y'all finish your live, man. See y'all.
See you.
Thank you.
And people can get mad or whatever, but you learn stuff by never talking to people that have been there, have met people and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's nice to have different people's perspective. Perspective. I couldn't talk, but yeah.
And I don't agree with Cam on a lot of stuff.
Right.
That doesn't mean me and him can't have a conversation, and
respect each other.
I can get and be respectful and get a good idea of stuff, because I've been dying to ask him about the roaches for a long time.
Me too.
And I believe him. I don't think he's lying for the wells. Yeah. And I really thought when Jose described it the way he did, that seemed like a little extra to me.
Extra.
But I think it's good being able to talk to Cam. He's been there. He's been around Dawn and Candace.
Yeah. So it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have somebody that's been there.
Sorry,
and met these people.
We didn't get anybody questions. I know y'all had some questions, but I didn't want to interrupt. So.
Cam didn't rule Candace out.
No.
So. You know,
I don't really any of them out, but you know.
and I kind of have some respect for him for not bowing down to the pressure,
Right.
because they catch tons of shit for not just for anything they say about the whales that's not negative. They get raked across the holes for it.
Yeah.
And most people by now would have probably said the hell with it.
Yeah.
I think they've done it and probably, spun their own story, and they haven't done that.
No.
You know,
they stick to the truth, or everybody sees stuff in a different way, and that's their opinion and how they seen it.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not going to spend my time arguing with him about whether they did it or not.
Right. We don't know.
I'd rather ask him questions that, I wonder and other people are wondering. He can answer some of those that other people can't.
Right. So it's nice to have his opinion on stuff. I'll learn a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff we didn't know.
And hopefully we can have him back on. I want to make me a list.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he's forward for answering, basically anything. A lot of people will just dodge everything you ask them.
Yeah. He
hadn't been doing that. So, like I said, I think it's good for conversation, definitely.
Yeah.
And, we don't do this petty arguing bullshit and all that like other people do. I hope everybody just sees it for what it is.
The best thing you do, get everybody's opinion, and y'all can make your own decision. That's what we do.
Right. And to develop your opinion, you need to hear from everybody.
Right.
Not just one person, you know?
Yeah.
It's like people that watch CNN all the time, and that's all they watch. You're missing out the other side of the story, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah. And he actually got to be face-to-face with them.
Yeah.
So, when you meet somebody, you might get a different idea about them or, their actions. So,
well, I mean,
it'd be nice if I got that chance, or anybody, really.
Yeah.
You can kind of
judge. Think everybody would agree that you're going to have a better feel for the situation if you're actually in it.
Yeah.
Than someone looking in from the outside.
Right. Yeah, because all we can do is judge on the information we have.
Right.
So,
and he has firsthand account of a lot.
Yeah.
And I think just because he don't come out and say that they didn't do it, I would think if there's a chance of either one of them, he would say.
Well, he said Candace.
Right, but I'm just saying, I think he's completely ruled it out. Like, people give him shit for.
Nobody, we don't know. Yeah. But that is shady, all these people in that Hawkins County linked together doing bad stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And all them SOs, like with some kind of tie to the sheriff's department, the Good Old Boy Association they running in Hawkins.
Yeah.
There could be some, even if maybe it doesn't connect to some, or there could still be something to all that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's something going on shady there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
There's just too much.
But that's our 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. I thought it was good. Everybody having a great weekend. Harsh, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I seen you was there for most of it.
And Lips.
And Lips, yeah.
And whoever else we missed.
And NaNa, even though I guess NaNa had to cut off. She sent us a message, but I couldn't.
She had to take a phone call.
Oh, yeah. She had her a phone call.
Yeah. Maybe next time we get to y'all's questions.
Yeah.
If we know he's coming on, we might be a little bit.
Yeah. We want to try to do that more often, too, man. I think it's really good to have people on and answer questions.
Definitely.
Harsh says, let's get Ronnie Lawson gone. Harsh, I don't think we could do it.
I would like to.
I think he has got the grip on Hawkins County.
Something shady going on there.
Because that one election just happened. You would think with all that attention on Hawkins County and stuff, maybe somebody would have tried to run right then. Nope.
That's weird.
It's strange. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn your bell on.
And we might have a video come out of our couple this weekend.
Yeah, we'll have some videos out. Maybe one today and another one by Sunday anyway. We're working on them.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll see you guys as of now, Monday morning,
Mm-hmm.
10.
Yeah. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.